10 years
to me,
ago.
it's like a lazy podcast. Like, we're going to play games on the, like, you
A
know.
lazy podcast. You don't do anything for it. You just show up. We do all the work.
Oh, my God. Yeah, right.
How am I wrong?
I just don't like when we spend, like, well, whatever.
Go ahead, say it. There's a good script.
But you're asking, like, we do all the work. It's like, we spent one Frenemies rehashing all the stuff you said about Keemstar and H3 Live, which was 2 days prior.
Okay, it happened
like,
one time.
No, it's happened before where you just, like, bring up stuff that you've already mentioned, like, and it's fine. But
why are you attacking me?
It is, like, frustrating when you think you do all this work and, like, think, oh, we're doing all this great stuff. And it's, like, it's not that great sometimes. A lot of it is, and I, like, appreciate all the work you do and stuff like that. But it's also, like, not that great. I don't get input on, like, people we hire, like, all this stuff like that.
People we hire? Why would I ask you about people I hire?
Because it's Frenemies and you take the budget for paying the crew. That's what you told me. You take highlights, you take 5% to pay the crew.
No,
so why don't I get any input on the crew or what we do?
These are employees of our
So why are you taking
company.
highlights and 5% of Frenemies? You told me that it was to pay them, that they could be working.
It's for production costs.
Okay, but you told me
it's for
at the
production
beginning,
costs.
You told me at the beginning it's like they could be working on other things. So I made that argument too. I'm like, well, they're already H3. Oh, they could be working on other things. So I'm like, okay, in that case,
for production costs. I take 5% extra from the podcast revenue, and I take the highlights revenue, and everything else we split.
Right. So for production costs.
Yeah.
But again, you were about to move us all to downtown LA, and I was just like, but the production cost should be included.
Yeah.
Like you were going to share the cameras because Dan said, oh, we have to get new computers and new cameras. Well, I'm like, Frenemies has the budget.
And I obliged you. I said, okay, fine.
But you fought me on it.
Because we bought a studio downtown that was always the plan, by the way, that we were going to move downtown. And then all of a sudden I was like,
H3,
yo, and I was
no
like, yo, we're
consent to
moving. I told you ahead of time, but it's fine because
you didn't tell me downtown
we're
LA.
still at my house now. But I said, okay, so I was like, yo, by the way, we moved into our new office. We're going to be there next week. It's good. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to go down there. And but we had made all these plans to move the set and everything and to do everything. So you're like, I don't want to go down there. And then we talked about it for a little bit, and I said, okay, fine. And so we had to buy.
But that was the first time we ever spent money on production costs.
It's not about that, dude. It's literally about we are producing the show, and I'm taking a cut. I feel like that's beyond reasonable.
All the highlights.
Beyond reasonable.
5%. 5%. Do you realize how much 5% was of our last one? That should be enough. But also like highlights, and then you weren't the membership I had to fight for because you're like, oh, I forgot to tell you about the members. Like
I giving you
crazy.
50% of all the members, even though we work and do all of the work. I don't know why you fight me on money. The deal you have is beyond reasonable.
Okay.
No, but I feel like a lot of frustration you have about everything with the.
Frustrated. When I'm bringing stuff up, you get defensive. I'm not frustrated. I'm pointing out these things because I would like to know. I just want everything to be a lot more transparent because I'm like, what are the production costs?
I can't be more transparent.
Can you show me all the costs of production
It's not like an itemized thing. We are doing the show. That's the cost.
So you don't think 5% is like enough for the producing the show?
5% and the highlights was what we agreed to at the beginning, and that's what it is.
Oh my God. Okay, if you think that's what it's worth, okay.
It's worth more than that, to be honest with you. You're getting a very generous deal. And the sponsors that that we work to get, right? We do all the work to bring the sponsors.
I mean, I had 50%. All of Adam and Eve for the first like 20 shows. So I mean, I appreciate what you do, but don't act like I don't bring it. I brought.
Yeah, you brought Adam and Eve, and so that was one sponsor we worked with.
That's all we had for the first like.
And now we have tons of sponsors every episode because it takes time, obviously to get the show up and pitching, and you get 50% of all of that. I feel like the deal you get is super fair. And I feel like you're gaslighting me, to be honest, saying that you're not like frustrated about that.
But I'm not.
Because it really is a source of like every time something comes up where it's like, I hired somebody or this, that, and like, oh, you don't do that much on the show.
I'm bringing attention to it. I'm not upset. I would text you. I would tell you if I was.
It always comes down to, oh, you get this extra 5%. And so
because you're saying, why should I get an input on the employees? That's what you said. And
because
you brought up to me
they don't just work on Frenemies, they're my employees.
Okay, but when I said that to you originally, you said, oh, we pay the employees. They could be working on other things. So why don't we have Frenemies employees and I get input if we're spending 5% of the budget towards them?
I think that's not what it is.
That's what you said.
So then that's. But I don't remember. But that's
gaslighting is telling someone how they feel, and you're telling me how I feel, and I'm telling you I don't feel frustrated or upset. So I don't know what else that could be. How am I gaslighting you by telling you I'm not feeling this way? How is that gaslighting you? I'm not feeling this way.
Okay.
I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't come here. I would,
You listen. You can be upset and not because you can be upset and then also not be like, I'm not showing up. Fuck you.
I'm
like
not
there's
upset.
levels.
If I was upset, I wouldn't show up.
I'm just explaining. I'm just because you can be upset and still show up.
But I'm not upset, and that's what gaslighting is. Because you're saying I'm gaslighting you by saying
you're not upset. You're perfectly.
Oh, wow.
You're in a perfect condition right now.
Okay. Wow. Holy cow, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know how you. I just don't see what you just did. That's really.
What did I do?
We have to end it now. Like really.
What did I do?
We got to stop for real. Really. We need
Okay.
to stop. Please. Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you
All
can
right.
walk away.
So. No, because I don't want to title this.
It's the pizza curse.
But can we just like
I'm
edit
not
it
going
out?
to title it
It's not. All
Trisha's
right.
thing. It's the pizza curse. It is.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have got pizza. The pizza? Oh no, it was pizza. Trisha, let me just say,
The
I'm
fact,
sorry.
Ethan, that you just did that, you're right. You're
I don't know
right.
what I just
Nothing's wrong
said.
with you. But I go. You don't know how much therapy I go to a week. I go to 4
But
Zoom
Trisha,
sessions a
you
week.
can't-
No,
I understand,
Ethan,
but okay,
Ethan, what you
all right.
just said was, "You're right, Trisha. Everything's fine." That's insane. Like the fact that you did that to me is like
It's
insane.
not insane. We're friends.
was
We're
so
having
nice.
a friendly conversation. I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around everything I
Okay.
say.
All right, Ethan.
We
I'm
have
asking to end this. I'm asking
You can
please.
leave anytime, Trisha.
But then you're making this thing where we're not ending the show, and you get to sit here and be like, "Okay, well that just happened," and you're eating pizza, and then
I will
joke
end
and
the
whatever.
show the minute you walk
All right,
off the
so
frame.
let's just end it, please. Thank you guys for watching, and I don't want it to be a thing where you're just sitting here eating pizza and you become a meme.
So then I'll say, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to get in an argument over
I really
like
need
your
to
most.
leave.
Okay. All right. We're done. Thank you guys.
Thank you.